Hey you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures that he has that helps with sleep.
So, I was gonna stay off of I wasn't gonna talk about, basically these, kind of these popular simps, the round table with Clifton Powell, the round table, the discussion with FD Signifier and company. And actually that channel is out of Chicago, believe it or not. I wasn't really gonna say nothing because it's nothing new. I mean, there's always been the first person that pretty much kind of like you would just say the fathers of the manosphere or pre-manosphere is a guy called Thugtician. And I don't even really know if they have any of his YouTube videos or whatever. He was a black man out of the UK. He didn't show any video of himself. It was just all just basically voice based. You know what I'm saying? And he had a term that he basically coined, which was basically he called men that were simps back in, this was like 2008, 2007. He called them pussy beggars. Okay. He called them pussy beggars because in a sense that is what simps, that is the reason why simp. The reason that men simp, and including black men, it's a strategy, and I've said this many times. It's a mating strategy. Okay. It's like, basically a mating strategy to please women in order to stay in their good favor, so you can potentially get some sexual access from them, or keep them currently satisfied to continue to get sexual access. And even with guys saying, basically, if you don't simp, you'll probably get more sexual access. But it doesn't register in their head. And then you add the fact that they were raised by a single mother, no father around, no male figures. They're basically, it's the equivalent of a male hyena, basically being raised in a hyena den, which I was the first person that came with a breakdown of the correlation with hyenas to how black women act that are defiant, that's loud, boisterous, defiant, so on and so forth. I was the first one. Okay. Someone more popular than me took it, ran with it, and claimed it as his own. But that's what people do on YouTube. You know, I'm pretty much, I'm growing. The more I grow, the better it is for me. I don't even really care about it. But I was the one that coined that term. My old channel, it was basically back in 2016. It was called Solar Scholar. I deleted that channel. I literally, I literally basically flew off the handle. I literally went nuts. I had to go. Yeah, I literally just, man, it was a lot of stuff going on at that time, and I basically deleted the channel. It was a crazy time. But the thing is yeah, I was the first person to coin that term. Now, um, with all that being said, basically there is I saw the correlation back then, and the reason why I'm doing this video is because I don't really talk about male hyenas. The term hyena is primarily focused on, basically mostly black women, or even any woman that is, basically highly gynocratic and matriarchal. Because in case you didn't know, hyenas, they are basically you want to say matrilineal, where basically the women are they basically are a matriarchy. They basically have the woman as the leader of the hyena clan. Okay. And the males are there for protection, for hunting, and for mating purposes. Okay. The women, primarily the hyena uh leader, is a female, and she has a kind of a false phallus. It's really tripped out, man. Nature is tripped out, and a long time ago I made that correlation, and I was like, yes, this is what it is. And then it's very popular. A lot of people talk about it. I'm not gonna address the person that is claimed it for itself, and is um, I'm sure that person, if I ever confronted them about it, they'll lie and say that they claimed it for themselves. I don't have any evidence because my channel is gone, so I can't necessarily pull out any records on it. I mean, the computer that I probably used back then, I don't have anymore as well, so I just left it alone. I'll just say this. I'll put everything that I love on the fact that I did actually create that term. But nevertheless, this is pretty much what you have in with these roundtables. You have basically on display basically men that are hyena males. Okay. Now I'm not gonna play all of these videos because it's a lot of it's like, I think one video is like over an hour, and the other video is like, I want to say it's more than an hour as well. So I'm not gonna play all of that, um, but I'm going to just give you an example of let me pull out the transcript so I can actually kind of get some more detail as far as what they said. I never watched this, uh, so I don't necessarily know what they said, but I do think that I think they did laugh at Kevin Samuels passing. Okay. So I just want to kind of, And the laughter thing is very interesting because a lot of the behavior of a hyena, a lot of how they're vocal is very similar to a laughter. It's almost like, you know, a cackle. You know, that's where the term cackling hyenas came from, because that's just how they communicate. It's almost like a laugh, you know. So let me try to pinpoint real quick where they mention you know, where they were laughing at him in his passing. So I'm getting to it. Okay. I think it's about right here. So I'm gonna go to there.
Like, because the Beyonce video was also about the TikTokification of like black political thought, in a way, and like the nonsense that came out of that fight. I don't know if y'all you were on TikTok, so you probably see all of it.
He damn near pioneered this.
Founding father. So like, you know, so it's like also all those different like personality. I don't want to misrepresent people, and then I realize, okay, if I show certain people's faces, that's gonna turn into
the whole thing. Video response.
And I've had to learn the hard lesson of like, when you got a large following, this is something I've talked to a lot of people about. When you got a large following, if you have beef with people and you let it be known, or if you just think that person's take was bad and you can say this was a bad take,
they'll take it.
It can become like
personally,
a murder scene for
people in the comments take it that extra.
People in the comments will ride for. I'm like, I really didn't need shooters for this.
Especially when you don't even care, because it's like they thinking you biased because you don't like her, but they're trying to be objective.
You could sit up there and be like,
and especially when it is black women, because then people okay, you know, they get really excited to go after sisters online, and so I've become even more wary about that.
And
so
gotta be conscious,
for sure.
All through that topic, I was like, that I spent more time on that than I thought I would.
Yeah, we got a case of that when the Love Island shit happened, and that was when I had to realize that was my first time kind of getting into like a position where people was listening to me, you know. So I remember when I said it, I'm like, bro, she just da da, and then how people took it, I'm like, oh, y'all think I hate black women? I'm like, oh, you got game.
Right. Sometimes it is in bad faith, like you want to keep it real, but
for sure. Some people,
it's like a win lose. What's lose situation?
Yeah.
And I almost up this for real. Like,
it's a long time coming, bro.
Almost did happen. I almost up this for real. Like literally woke up from the nap like, I'll be there in 45 minutes. And look at my message like, you should have been here 2 hours ago. Like,
that's critical. It was one of my heart was going on. I was like,
I'm so sorry.
Bro. I'm glad we got it in. We were just super excited for you to come through. Anyway, because we've been looking forward to having a conversation. Most of the time, like we'll structure things out and like I'll do so much research behind the scenes for like our normal episodes. This time I wanted us to have like a conversation on your perspective on a lot of different things. So it's gonna be real interesting. Before we get to any of that, we got some business up top to handle. If you go on to watch this video and like it, then you should hit the like button. You should comment. You should share, subscribe, hype button. Patreon.
Patreon.com/The Jam Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And what do we tell them to do every week?
Bro, I tell y'all every week ain't nothing new. We got FD Signify. Come on.
You
gotta share the video. You got to. You know where you can find us.
First on-set podcast appearance.
Yeah.
First
found that out when you walked in. I'm like, it's exclusive. It's a Jam exclusive. Not everybody get charging $50 for this. Patreon. The platforms.
I already know, bro. We start on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Acast,
I can't count these.
Help me. iHeartRadio, Blue Sky, Twitter.
And if y'all not listening, we got a link tree, so y'all can find all.
True, we have a link tree. You can find everything you need to find. But do we want to do? We got to start it off. Every single time we have an episode, we begin first and foremost with the fit check.
Gotta do the fit check.
We got to run through a little bit of fit. So we love to have the guests go first. I already peeped the jersey.
Yes,
got the jersey. That's all you need.
I'm not a fit check type of dude, but I was prepared. I was like, I'm going home. The Bears have not been. The last time the Bears were good, I lived here and I was in middle school.
Oh my God.
So
that puts it in perspective. Hold on. Amy said
he took it a little bit. Something's personal.
They be calling Amy.
They do.
And I've never seen nothing like this man right here in my life. Bears.
One of them ones.
So I was like, we are wearing Caleb Williams. They're wearing Iceman.
Iceman.
Lisan Al-Khalib. I don't know which ones these is. My brother-in-law is the only person that buys nice shoes in my world, and he'll be like, "You can take those, bro."
All you need is the jersey, man.
The jersey is, just keeping it as an unk outfit.
I'm still trying to
find out the hard way that, like in my head, I was like, "Dang, when I get old, I gotta start dressing like my uncles," because that's. But then like being around young people, it was like, "No, you already dressed like an uncle," and I'm like,
"It just happened. It's a natural.
Stop being cool."
It's a natural progression.
Wake up one day, whole style to change.
Right? No, it didn't change. It all changed me. Threw me off. The only thing I didn't do was the Bluetooth in the ear.
The mic. Yeah,
that was an error.
Sandals and start growing.
It was J. William J. and J. William J.
It was Trump supporters constantly, especially in 2020.
Most of them were
quarantine.
black
They were doing the hat thing where they were like, Trump 2020. It was like a whole segment of content where they just say like a one-liner and then say Trump 2020. And it was that for like an entire
room. And then the only room for black political intellectuals was your Michael Eric Dyson. So very buttoned up, mostly in front of a white audience. Never for actual black people. For me, one of the biggest things that made me go harder was Kevin Samuels blowing up.
So that was kind of like,
I think that's when all the gear. That's when all the gear started.
Right when Bro passed away.
All the gear started.
I was like, no, I can't. This is crazy. And I had homies. I had like people I went to school with that were like becoming Kevin Samuelites going into their 40s. I'm like, you too old.
40s is that's how the shit was.
It did take a hold,
because he was like almost in the forefront of the red pill movement. I
wouldn't call him the forefront, but the Black Manosphere is actually older than the red pill, believe it or not. That started like late 2010. I'm sorry, late 2000s. Like I said, when black feminists got there first, don't nothing attract the worst nigga in the world like a black feminist. Everything
talking
they wanted to post about it. Right. And so they followed that movement, and that like they were there like simmering below the surface for a long time. So Samuels, the irony was a reject of the Manosphere because they thought he was kind of effeminate. And he was funny. He was also like not good at talking. Because early
he wasn't no goddamn reject. He was with BGS, and basically he would occasionally join the Coliseum back in like 2017. Basically back when he was basically trying to come up, like he was doing car videos. Doing videos in his apartment and shit like that. He was not no damn reject. Like, I mean, to say he was be a reject would be like, man, that grossly inaccurate. He was not a reject of the Black Manosphere. I mean, he was hooked up with basically Obsidian, BGS. He was also hooked up with other people. I think like O'Shea and different folks. Like he was pretty much a corner piece, if anything. He wasn't no reject. So this dude, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
content is embarrassing.
Yeah.
If you ever
No, I
watch,
haven't seen the early.
I've only seen like the later stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen like a few of his early stuff, and I'm like,
how did this dude get here? I'm like, by disrespecting black
Yeah,
men.
yeah,
That's the only reason why he got
That's
off
the
like
only reason why he
that.
blew up.
And so when I saw that, and because I know most,
And then look at these guys, right? You know, another thing is, and this is what ugly dudes do, right? What ugly dudes do, it goes like a lot of time. Ugly dudes. I said this many times. I've said that, said this before. A lot of ugly dudes, they feel like they have no choice but to be a simp, or in this case of the conversation, a hyena, a male hyena, because they don't have any hopes to get a chick. Like they go out of their way to be a pussy beggar, a woman pleaser and kiss up and all of that, like, because they're just so ugly. Like they really don't have, like, and you throw fatness with it, you throw big back in it, and then ugliness to it. Like they really don't have no choice but to be a fucking female apologist and shit like that. Like they don't have any other choice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another thing. That's a major thing. Like you really think about it, like, it's like, I'm ugly, so I gotta please women because that's my only mating strategy that I can hope for. I could just please my way to these broads and, stay in their good grace with my ugly fat ass and hope that I can, get some pussy.
the men in my world are mostly aligned with me. They might even be as far left as I am now, but like they were comfortable with where I was at, right? And then you see a person like Samuel blow up. I'm like, where's the counterbalance?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's got to be me.
That's literally the thought process. Because literally, Kevin Samuels around the time, like, it got so bad, like their kids our generation that was really on that Kevin Samuels shit because it like created that line to like the Tates of the world and everything. So I remember even seeing, like, when I seen he died and I seen like what the actual we was on stream what happened, and when I seen what the online
hyenas laughing, he died.
Line discourse was, I was like, I ain't never seen some of you niggas this broken up about like, man, like, what are we doing? It was the clips that I was seeing is some crazy.
It was groups of full-grown men going down the street and marching for this. You would have thought he saved the black community.
I seen like at least 10 to 15 grown ass just online bawling their eyes out because of Kevin Samuels.
So sad.
It's
and he was a Republican. A lot of people don't know that.
He's a Republican. I didn't know that.
He's a registered Republican.
Okay, like,
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense. You hear it if you think about it hard enough, because his core guiding principle was anti-blackness.
Yes,
just period. And it just so happened.
That's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. Like, I mean, this man pretty much was about trying to couple up black men and women and get past all of the bullshit. Like, this guy doesn't do anything about trying to couple up black women with black men. He's just basically a black male feminist, a male hyena. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally what dude is. And he even, pretty much did he basically did a video basically saying that, yes, I do simp for black women. Like, I am he'll probably, if he sees this video, he'll say, yeah, I am a male hyena. I'm a proud, he might go get him a hyena mask and put it on his video. Like, I mean, these guys like this, like guys that are proud of them being like male feminists and hyenas and simps and shit, like they're called actually maggles, because a simp that recognizes actually that he's a simp, because you got two different types of simps. You got simps that don't really know they're a simp, they just ain't really been put up on game or whatever, and then you got simps that actually know what the fuck they're doing, and those are like maggles. Like, it's like a maggot. Like, they're the worst motherfucking people you want to deal with, because they gonna do anything to please the broad because that's what they do. Like, you know, they just go out of their way, even if the woman is wrong. They just go out of their way to be a female apologist. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's no hope for them because they actually know what they're doing. You know, they know about, you know, quote unquote, you know, game or why that they're doing what they're doing and everything. So yeah, like
as a black man, he aimed it more at black women.
Yeah.
You know, and
people don't even, and I remember the day he passed on stream, and I remember we were talking about it. What you said, I'm not gonna say it.
What did I say?
You was like that nigga. I think we was. I was trying to be correct.
It's the funny. Let me.
No, you good.
Oh, I was literally making my first Manosphere video, and I just finished recording the section on him, and I went in something ugly because I was like, I know he's gonna come after me, so I'm gonna just have to go in. It is what it is, and then I literally stop record. I look like this nigga died. Died. Did I work quick? And I called him all kinds of shit. And so I was like, listen, as much as I believe what I said, maybe like having that right after is not a good take.
Mine was like, I was on stream and I was new to the streaming shit, and I'm still like, the gear is still trying to turn for me. I didn't really know where I was supposed to go. I only knew how do me and my niggas get money? We all broke as shit. We all shitty. Yeah. How do we get money? How do I get money? I gotta be Kai Cenat. So I'm being Kai Cenat. So bullshit. I hear Kevin Samuels dying. I'm like, hey, bro, y'all gotta chill. You know, hey, RP to my this JJ come out of nowhere. That died on a girl and shit. I'm like, she's like that.
This one.
What? That bitch ass nigga died on a girl. I was like, irony. He was like, all that shit that was talking.
First of all, this nigga, his dreads is this literally weave. The other nigga got weave. He the only one that got his natural hair because that's braids. You know what I'm saying? That's in case y'all, because y'all probably don't know. Like at one time I had locks. Like that's motherfucking weave. You know, that's what it is. Like, you know, a lot of dudes nowadays, they like really like bitches. Like they wearing fucking weave, dog. Like this motherfucker got a head full of weave. The other dude across from him with the little red jersey, he got
like one of the funniest clips.
He died of like, he had a heart attack from like Viagra.
Yeah, took too many pills.
Now, I think his dreads might be real, but I'm not sure.
I'm not full details.
Yeah.
First off,
listen, but it might be fucking phony hair weave too. It looks like it's fucking hair weave from here, but I'm not sure because he did have natural dreads, so I don't know. But you know what I'm saying, this shit suspect as fuck too.
Shout out to all the black men my age with high blood pressure and heart issues. But he was not taking care of himself. He was such a fraud. It's really wild that like he made a lot of money in that short period of time, but he was in so much debt. Credit was so fucked up and had not really had any of those high value traits to take care of himself. And if you ever,
not true, man died fucking rich. Nigga was rich, multi-millionaire. I mean, like, here's the thing, right? Like, if he wasn't making no money, if he was broke, you know, when he died, why would his daughter continue his channel? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would his daughter continue his Patreon content? Like what she's probably working on, I don't know, I think she's working on some brand deals or something like that. Maybe, like, you know, I don't know. But the dude literally had he basically like was a multi-millionaire before he died. You can even look at the past live streams and just see how much just off of one live stream he was making. Like dude was doing like 100 racks off of one live stream. Like even lead attorney, he's vocal as far as like his earnings, his YouTube earnings and stuff like that. Like also Kevin Samuels was doing consulting behind the scenes. That was more money. And then the lead attorney, he was like, some of his live streams he made over $200,000. Of one, just think about it, like 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours, you making $100,000 a fucking live stream. You just think of like all $500 donations, $100 donations, like, all throughout the live stream, he was getting donations. He was getting so many donations, he wouldn't even read his super chats. He was getting so many of them. And they was still coming. Like dude was literally rich. So I mean, it just see, like if you let motherfuckers just say anything, like they'll just, it'll hold up because nobody else would really know. But it that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm basically I'm just setting the record straight. I mean, I'm not gonna just play this and just let some bullshit come out and a pack of lies.
Ever watch his streams? He's down in Red Bulls one after the other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So he's like,
he would just be sitting there drinking Red Bull, drinking whatever. Yeah,
and then you add probably, I don't know what he may or may not have been taking.
Yeah,
but it don't take much to and
the guilt of doom in your whole community and shit. Like, that's not good on the eyes.
Right. He was already talking about like his health issues. Like, I think he had like cancer before. Like,
I think he did.
Yeah, he did have cancer. Yeah, he survived cancer.
Man, I feel like he is kind of, and that entire like
weave, it's fucking weave. You know what I'm saying? Weave, dog. It's not real. So most of the time you ever see his hairstyle, that's fucking hair extensions. Guys talk about black women wearing weave. It's dudes wearing weaves now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a feminization, man, of men. And that's why I'm doing this live stream. I'm pointing out male hyenas. You know what I'm saying? This is a showcase of male hyenas in their true form.
Aspect of culture is indicative of a lot of like, it's no surprise where we are right now.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Because
people act surprised like there weren't signs beforehand. It's like, no, that's not how history works.
That's my thing. It's so incentivized when it comes to not even just like the algorithm. We even see how like TikTok is doing their shit with suppressing stuff now. Like they use it in some shit, but
it's greedy. It's crazy now.
Now you see that happening. Right now, it was like stuff like that slop kind of gets like blared out, and especially like in our culture, which is why you see so many like young black men were on that path as well. Some still are when it comes to like red pill shit, but like I want to talk about like our current world a little bit. So
you think we done for, bro?
Are we fried?
I actually am pretty damn optimistic.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they were.
Yeah. So you see, I mean, basically, you see, basically what they own, on some bullshit. So on some Frabernacle bullshit. But anyway, hold on, let me get this back together. All right. So we're gonna move on to the other male hyenas, the Clifton, I think it's Clifton Powell, yeah. He was on Menace to Society next Friday after next. He was in a lot of shows. He's a very good actor, but I didn't know his backstory. He was raised by a single mom, and it's two types of dudes that was raised by single moms. It's one that, you know, they like, oh, I'm proud, and my mom, she raised me through the struggle, and you know, my daddy ain't shit. He wasn't around or whatever. And, you know, they basically big up their mom because that's all they have. And mama can do no wrong, you know. And he's basically trying to convince you to basically be a male hyena. That's basically this discussion.
But I can personally tell you, I can't imagine walking around with another person inside of me. And I think that we have to yield to women. And I don't think the government can tell you if you were raped. I mean,
now here's the deal, right? Just think about what he just said. Think about all the powers, superpowers of the world. And look at the black condition, the condition that we are as a people in this country. And he's saying that we should yield. And black men already yield to black women because you got these simps here. These simps, they got these hyenas have probably relationships on. You know, I think Clifton Powell's married. You know, these guys are married and everything, and they're still, you know, the thing is like, you know, basically they're trying to appeal to the youth to be just like them, you know, basically be a male hyena.
I mean, they're talking about if you were raped or molested, that you have to have that child. I don't think the government should have any say in that. Along with women having a choice of their bodies, we also have to teach our daughters and sons how to be responsible. Not rely on the plan B, you know, because abortion shouldn't be used just so you can all go out and have a good time.
Right.
Whether, because we walk away, you know, but women have to deal with the body, the changing your body. It's so much. I tell my girl all the time, I couldn't do it. Just having a menstrual cycle. I would say, God, can y'all let mine come like once a year? I could pay somebody once a year because I watch my girl go through the changes emotionally and not just physically, but it's a lot of shit women go through. So I think men, honestly, need to sit down, shut the fuck up.
Right.
It's a lot that we don't see because if you weren't raised that way, you don't know. It's like you listening to you guys trying to be good husbands. But the women gotta let us in, and we can't tell them what to do. And I think this government has to step back and let women make choices for themselves.
Women are the first wonder of the world.
They are stepping back. I mean, like, you know, they you know, go on your own, make your own money. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do with your life, and you know, go be great. That's what they doing. I mean, like, now every woman ain't faring well with that because you know, every woman don't have money like that. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, like, you know, just be a male hyena.
World, despite what's said,
is
the first wonder.
Exactly.
That's the only thing outside of God that I know that creates. First and foremost. The issues that we have are that the woman knows before we know whether or not life should be brought into earth, brought here, or if it should be aborted. They deserve to have that right for the simple fact of America does not allow us to run a system the way we should as a family. Men don't understand, you may be the leader, but you might not be the provider. Do you know how to lead if you are not the provider? In the midst of trying to figure it out, we coming from a whole bunch of systematic, it's been constructed for us to be the way that we are, to think that we are. That's not how it was programmed.
And then talk about that program I mentioned where they took they paid
black
to take black fathers out of the house.
And then from there, me and Cliff was talking about that. When it started with the Section 8, women were able to take care of the kids without the man being in the house, which gave her the mindset that I can be the leader because I have to be the provider. And then after that, it was the crack epidemic, which guys started using or they was going to prison. Regardless, we stayed out of the house. Now it's social media. And the thing is, we were always here to protect the black women. And if you ever seen the movie Sparta, men were actually the leaders, but the leader knew how to lead because he still trusted the woman with the gift that God gave her, which was intuition and discernment. And if you knew how to treat your woman and she knew how to love and that stress was off her, it allowed y'all to operate as a family unit to be able to trust her so she can be able to trust you. Once you realize how powerful that woman is, a lot of us run around, and even for myself, I struggle with being monogamous because I didn't understand the value of the woman. But once you put a woman next to God, would you play with God the same way? And if you knew what you possessed as powerful, I don't think that we would run around with the promiscuous mindset of thinking it's okay because we want to look at women the way that we are downplayed the thing of how they are.
So I'm gonna interject
real quick though. I think that there's something I think that's really dope that you started with is around women being the first close to God, right? Like, because that's a fact. And talking about creation, talking about creating, talking about, because I do think people talk about
the black women is God. Black women, God.
Human race all the time, and it started with blah 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 blah. It started in Africa, started in Africa with a black woman, right? And so I do think the closest you could get to power, the closest you could get to life creating circumstances, and is with the black woman.
First wonder, yes.
But also just want to ground us in, when we talk about reproductive justice, it's not just about birthing, right? It's not just about having a kid, and it's about, when we talk about bodily autonomy, it's about, we all want the right to control our bodies. I don't want nobody telling me what to do with my body, right? And that is a right that expands even beyond having.
All right, get in there. What's up, young blood? What's up? Swine, my brother? Nah, no thanks. Now, let me tell you something. If you hit a man, in time, his wounds will heal. And if you steal from a man, you can replace what you steal. And always cross in the green, never in between. Honorable Elijah Muhammad Ali floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. Just thinking about spending another minute with Farrakhan made me never want to do time in the joint again. Boy, am I happy to see you, man. And always remember, my brother, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, get a dog a bone, 2000 party, oops, out of time, my bacon smelling fine.
A kid, right? And fostering that environment to be able to raise folks. And when we talked about like the village, right? And that it takes a village to raise a kid. It wasn't like, okay, all these people on the block got a responsibility. It was actually, you understood that kid that every decision that goes into raising that kid, teaching that kid how to move, teaching that kid how to communicate, it forms their future, but it also affects everybody in the village, right? And so everybody had a responsibility to make sure that that person and the people that were raising that kid had what they needed, had the healthiest environment and things, to make sure that everyone is okay, that we all can live the life that we deserve, right? And so, I do want to also make sure that, I ain't got no kids, just so I can't talk about, the standpoint of a father, but There are fathers at this table. I also got 25 nephews and nieces. I'm Unc over here. You know what I'm saying? I got Unc strategy over here. But there's perspectives from all and on this table from every angle of it, and I do want to go back to and you know, we can go wherever you wanted to go, whatever you wanted to say, but I do want to talk about that you know, like you said, the government shouldn't be involved. Keeping in mind that this is a government that was steeped in what they call white supremacy. I like to call white delusion, right? You know what I'm saying? It was the same thing, right? And they don't want to believe that they came from a black woman. Yeah, and the definition. Becky, you came from a black woman. Well, the definition of, you know, masculinity, the definition of what we do with our bodies and how we define a government's role in that came.
Is with that, have those conversations, understand that it's layers and layers of what it is, but also don't be like, you weak as hell.
Make sure that word not like that now.
No, I know. You good. You wouldn't been able to do it. You ain't been able to hold it down, but it's just like, man, it's so many, you know, reasons why a man would leave a household. And then sometimes it's, us not holding them accountable and saying, hey, look, man, you need to get your shit together. All right, you need to make sure you over there. Because now I'm sitting here playing spades, you're smoking again, ain't seeing your kid 3 blocks down the street in weeks. Right. So no accountability. So to your point, as you was talking to your driver, let's take accountability, but then also kind of give each other a little bit of grace and understanding, especially our OGs who went through a lot, especially our guys who are coming from Vietnam, who came home to nothing and lost everything and went out there and lost their mind, saw things we can never imagine, right?
Did everything for this place.
Did everything for this country just for them to take it away from you. And so now I say, well, fuck everybody. You know,
that's my entry point to this conversation. I think that because I went to college and I got a master's degree in human relations, I really sat with and grappled with power and domination when it comes to like gender discrimination and when it comes to discrimination against women. So for me in this conversation, thinking about like fatherhood, I can't help but to think about the way in which I was introduced into this conversation about women's progression and how there were critiques of Black women that talked about how us as men don't start thinking about this shit until we start having kids. So we start to think about how we only think about women when it's tethered to a man. Like, hey, respect her, bro. That's so-and-so little sister. Hey, respect her, bro. That's so-and-so. So it's really thinking about how us as men in terms of accountability, we really don't even have a good transition from objectification of fatherhood because you've been a fucker for 20 years. And now you don't want to be a fucker no more. Now you want to be a father. Because we don't have that accountability to think about the like how we are taught to objectify women. I know in our conversations it'd be like, hey, you can get respect from the homies based off how you get down on a bitch. To be real, you can get capital, popularity, preference based off of how you're able to dominate and objectify other women. So then when I come into the conversation and I want to talk about progression of women, we start to have different, I'm gonna say pathology, different ways that stigma taps into it. And I think one of those is us being very critical about how we relate to women that's not related to us. Like, how do you respect women that's not your sister, that's not your mama, that's not your, you know what I'm saying, you feel me? Or even when you find attractive. Like, how do you respect for those women? And I think that the conversation starts before we start thinking about fatherhood. It starts to me, thinking about it in middle schools, you know what I'm saying? But also in this conversation though, it's like, hey, so before you became a father, before you became a father, when did you think about the general welfare of women?
Well, I'm adopted, so I think some of that has always been in my mind, just to what will make someone give their child up. You know, since I've always known since I was 7. Feel me? So, what environment was she in? Did she feel protected? Did she feel wanted, cared for, seen? All the things. So early on, I think it's kind of gone to a place of just humanity of it all, just like a person. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Right. I want to feel how I feel. That's me. I want the same for everybody. Yes. I want you to live your life. I don't want nobody to take their life. But for the most part, if it makes you happy, go do your thing. That's me. Right. That's who I am. I understand that a lot of people are not like that. A lot of people also don't have my experience. that has probably made me this way.
For sure.
My upbringing, you dig? Single parent household, only my mama. Watching my mama deal with men, a safety engineer at NASA, you know, surrounded by white men, telling her she don't know what she's doing, and she telling them, you got to put the gloves on. You know what I mean? It's my perspective is from that's my earliest.
That's written. I want to because how in this moment, because we have, when we're talking about the government, we have abortion bans in Georgia, my home state, Texas. That's leading to women dying, you know, babies dying, people being less safe. And here we have folks.
Okay, how do you die from an abortion? From having from not being able to have an abortion? So you go get an illegal abortion and you die. And whose fault is that?
We've been hearing about folks being hung, lynched. We've been hearing about so many things this year that scare me as to how I got a big ass family, how all them people are gonna survive this time. And I'm thinking about, and I'm not thinking about protect Black women like we've always heard it, like protect Black women. Oh, that's my girlfriend, that's my, you know, don't hurt my mama, you know, don't talk about my mama, you know what I mean? But you know, when we were talking earlier about a village, right, and how a village, everybody has a responsibility for each person, and each responsibility in nourishing, creating that nourishing environment, making sure there's healthy food, you know, clean water, et cetera, et cetera. What are we doing right now to learn what women need, Black women particularly, and play our part in that power building?
I have a question for you guys, because this is something I've been trying to explore, and then I got more on the journey of once I got married, which is like therapy. Right?
I mean, they are more palatable than the other dudes, you know, but you know, look how like emotionally weak they are, you know, because it basically, a lot of them are coming from broken homes where they were just raised by basically a single mother, you know, and you know, basically what happens tends to happen in that situation is the male is strong as a physical like in presence and strength, but weak in the mind, weak in the mentals. You know what I'm saying? These guys, you know, yeah, they do need, you know, they getting therapy, and they definitely need therapy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, good for them. I mean, they're more palatable than the other dudes. I'm not gonna watch any more of this. I mean, it's these videos are on YouTube. They are already, you know, they're already on YouTube. So if you want to watch those videos, you could watch them on YouTube. But yeah, I didn't really have nothing else to say. I mean, you know, it's just, I just wanted to point out, you know, the behavior, because I mostly, when I talked about animal hierarchy, it was primarily from a female vantage point. But I mean, there's male hyenas too. There's a lot of male hyenas in the Black community, and just, you know, in general, all across the board. There are of male hyenas, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's a lot of terms for them, you know, it's quite a few terms, you know, but this is just, you know, just to point that out. This is definitely these are, you know, male hyenas, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave you with that, you know, have a good one.